Hi there. This video is geared towards NNLM members who have received funding awards from NNLM regions, offices, or centers. The video demonstrates how to submit the necessary reports for activities related to your award. The workflow for submitting grant activity reports takes these 5 general steps: logging in at nnlm.gov, accessing your user profile page, finding and clicking on the title of the grant on your user profile page, then finding and clicking the Submit an Activity Report button on the grant page, and finally, filling in the relevant report fields. Let's walk through this process step by step. Here we are on nnlm.gov. First, we'll click on the green Login button at the top right corner of the page. Next, we'll enter our NNLM username or email address and our password, then click Login. Now that we're logged in, we'll click on the Update My Profile link in the top right corner under our username. This will take us to our user profile page. Here on our user profile page, let's scroll down to the Organization Grants section and find the correct grant. It's possible that you'll see more than one grant listed if your organization has multiple grants or if you're a staff member for multiple organizations. Once you've found the correct grant, click on the grant title to go to the grant page. The grant page has the basic information about your grant as well as links to submit different kinds of reports. Let's find and click on the Submit an Activity Report link to start submitting an activity report. One of the first things we see when the activity report loads is that some of your personal information is already filled in as the project lead. If you are not the project lead but are filling out the form on their behalf, NNLM staff can adjust this name data later. You'll want to fill out all of the relevant fields that relate to your grant. The fields marked with a red asterisk are required, and some of the fields may change based on your input for other fields. If you have questions about any of the fields, consult with your NNLM team that funded your project. At the very bottom of the form is the section for adding data about people who participated in your activity. If you collected information about participants, select Yes for the question, Was participant data collected? This presents us with 2 options for submitting participant data: adding the data to the form itself, or uploading a properly formatted CSV file containing the data. To add the data to the form itself, click the Add Row button once for each type of participant. Here we're adding the total count of participants in our activity from one zip code by professional role. Then we'll add another row to add further information about our participants. To upload a CSV file containing participant data, click the Browse button to select the CSV file from your computer. The CSV file must be formatted correctly in order to be processed. For helpful information about formatting the CSV file, click the link above the Browse button. Here you'll find a section about the CSV upload for participant data. It provides an example of a properly formatted CSV file, as well as the list of possible professional roles and other tips. No matter which option you choose for submitting participant data, either adding data directly to the form or uploading a CSV file, the data required to report is the same: number of participants, postal code, and professional role. Here is the example CSV file of participant data as viewed in Microsoft Excel. Notice that the only fields are participant count, zip code, and professional role. You can save your submission as a draft and come back to it later by checking the Draft option at the very bottom of the form. Note that if you try to save as a draft, you'll first need to fill out all of the required fields. Check the Submit option when you're ready to submit the completed report. To access a draft activity report that you saved earlier, or to update a submission that a NNLM staff member has returned to you for editing, you can find links to do so on the grant page. The grant page is the same page where we found the initial link to submit an activity report for our grant. As a refresher, we get to the grant page first by going to our user profile page. Let's get there by clicking on the Update My Profile link under our username in the top right corner. From our user profile page, we can scroll down and click on the name of the grant that the activity report relates to. Now that we're at the grant page, we can access the saved activity report by clicking on its name in the list of reports.